of this because it seems the council has a habit of losing stuff that I provide. So if anyone's interested, I can provide them with a copy.
Thank you. Mr. Young, do you wish to be videoed?
No, I'm ready to say
Submission number 27. Thank you, sir.
My submission today is in support of community boards throughout the district and also promoting a university, international university in our 10-year plan. This video up here is an example of it. It's been up for 9 months and it's had 15 million views. And I gave a submission this year along to the regional council, and I see the mayor, I read his submission, and also Cocky Blair's submission to that. And I did it through FaceTime. I've got new fibre optic at the home, and so I was able to, for the first time, have a FaceTime link up with the regional council. So I was here in Tokoroa, and I linked up and spoke to the full council, the regional council, and they appreciated that. I asked about the pools being audited because you've got Sports Waikato coming in, and they get a lot of money, Sports Waikato do, and I feel that our children are not being benefited properly represented by Sports Waikato with regards to the funding.
Excuse me, it's difficult. Well, just listening and listening to you speak at the same time. I don't think you're doing yourself a service having this running while you're talking.
We go on to the next website. This video was just to show that we can provide a multimedia experience here, and it's taken us a week to develop that, including getting dispensations for staff to have a video up. Today's planning process, if you just click on some of those, just one after lunch, the one to the side of that. So these are today's pictures, and also there's the text. If you go back, there's text from each of the submitters and what they've actually said. And so that's also been put up here. And as you can see, one of the things I suggested to the district council is they have a thing called an Apple TV, so I can do this data projection through my iPad, and so it comes up, and it's sometimes challenging to have staff members do it. So that's a thing that costs $115, and it links to the 100 million smartphones and iPads out there.
Are you telling me that 100 million people are watching our public hearings today?
It's actually higher than that, Your Worship. They have access now to hear what's being said today from this meeting. And this is just a demonstration. And so the Regional Council and yourself have had this opportunity to go through this process. The next video is, this was a fast forward. No, we'll go to fast forward. This was fast forward. This was a group that I was involved in with Peter Starnes, and we set this up. And under the video, you just click that and push play the video. No, that one next to it, yep. And this was a promotional thing that we put together. And I raised this with you because this was 2003.
The subjects for firms based in the South Waikato are almost too many to mention. Both housing and business costs are lower here than in the main centres, including the costs of establishing a new business to assist businesses in their initial stages. Commercial services are well provided, and the area is centrally located for ready access to additional raw materials and services. A ready and willing workforce is available with skills in many trades. Most retail services that you could think of are either available in one of the South Waikato's 3 main towns, or can be quickly accessed from one of the larger cities that are within a 1-hour drive of the district. In terms of lifestyle, the South Waikato has it all. Recreation opportunities and facilities, various sport and leisure clubs, and a well-developed sense of community pride. Outdoor recreation opportunities are everywhere, including fishing, kayaking,
gives you an example of some of the work that businesses have been doing. At the local Last Business Association, the creation of the Drive Fund, which I suggested should happen 7 years ago because it was distracting to start to have that, was a $25 million amount, but the whole district is $4.3 billion, and the council wasn't concentrating on the $4.3 billion land and improvements. They were falling over themselves on the interest money and giving rates rebates with $25 million. Now that it's gone, we see the Business Association, who's put a $167,000 grant in, and $75,000 of that is for a permanent staff member, and I think Cocky Blair's currently doing it. So he wanted to have that money for himself to send out the emails. They decided at the meeting to withdraw that submission. Okay? And the reason they did is they realised that the Drive Fund or the Drive Trust was the place that they should go. They also realised they didn't have a mandate from all shop owners, and they also realised that they're a privileged group of people that would be dipping into funds when there's lots of other non-governmental organisations in town, and they didn't feel it was right to push in front of the line. So I thought that was an excellent situation of the maturity from our business leaders to do that. The undertaker, Mossman, said at the end that he thanked Cocky Blair for his services and asked him to, if you like, step down from his duties there, which I thought, well, that's interesting. So we are maturing in that sense. I know Cocky Blair submitted today into the Regional Council. This last one is to show part of our community, 5,000 people out of our 12,000, and the community board will support this group. This is a local video person who put this together. Does that go bigger screen? Or is that the biggest that we've got? So 5,000, we're the 16th, if you like, island in the Pacific, in the Cook Island group. And Ratu is a videographer. He's one of New Zealand's noted Cook Island videographers, and he resides here. And he did this video, and that's the population that a community board would represent. When I first associated with this council 10 years ago, 70% of the elected members were women. Today we're 30%.
Into the ocean and turn around and come back. You can see the light on the estuary.
In the early 1960s, my dad migrated from the Cook Islands to New Zealand, leaving my mum and 2 older sisters. He followed many young men and women of the Cook Islands who travelled to New Zealand to seek better employment opportunities. You see, our ancestors had travelled to New Zealand before. They are now the native people of this land, the New Zealand Māori. When our ancestors came, they travelled on vakas. The next migration of our people would be through the invention of the plane. People like a flying vaka.
Yeah, we came up with on the front boats from Haitaki to Samoa, to Fiji. And then the next day we fly